Okay, whew. The Flash television show last night was pretty awesome. Kind of gave me that feel of Smallville and Arrow mixed together. And if you didn't, I kind of made a point of in the beginning. I kind of got a feel with the narrative over it. It was kind of like a Spider-Man feel because I remember, I think in this one of the Spider-Man movies, I think in the first Amazing Spider-Man, they did a voiceover um, scene, but it was pretty cool. I honestly think that the creators and directors and writers did a pretty good job bringing the comic books Flash into light into present day, present day feel, reality feel. I think DC does a really good job with television, with television, with television, training and bringing superheroes to television. The Arrow did amazingly well, and Smallville did amazing well. So we kind of get a Smallville type feel, and I kind of feel like we're gonna get the the hero, and then we're gonna get like also tell him his team Flash, the detective doing detective. Nah, I don't know, kind of detective work because Barry Allen is a forensic. I know some. I don't know. I wasn't a bit hesitant of who they chose. Is Barry Allen? Grant Gustin. He seems like he is that Flash. I would say Flash is like a Peter Parker type character, and he's not big, or he's not big or anything. Um, he's like a small guy who's fit and who's able to, and I'm pretty satisfied with the choice. The actress that plays Iris West, oh my God, she is fine. Candace Patton, I hope I'm saying her last name Patton. Um, she, like, I'm gonna say this just to get this out here. I wasn't a Flash fan before the show. I was only a Flash fan because he joined the Justice League and he was an interesting character. I was a Flash fan when the animation when the New 52 came out. That's when I started reading Flash comics. So I'm not too educated in Flash, but I'll do my research before saying anything about Flash. But it's crazy. The show is awesome. I would probably say I want more, and I can't wait for that crossover on episode crossover in Arrow episode 8. I mean, I am kind of disappointed with the Captain Cold look for next episode, but I'll discuss that on that episode. But they do the Weather Wizard here in this one, and it's pretty awesome. The effects are pretty great. I'm pretty glad they didn't give the Weather Wizard a wand. Maybe later down the line, um, they will give him a wand, but I'm pretty satisfied on the on that they didn't give him one. They made it seem like he had the ability, and I think they're gonna do that on most people, on most of the characters that start popping up. Like they have the ability. It's like they're not an extension. Like I hope Mirror Master, he's able to, he doesn't carry around mirrors. He's able to jump in mirrors, but when that character comes, he'll come. But I kind of feel they kind of, because they did at the end of the episode where Barry Allen's in Arrow, we see the accident and him, getting he's in a coma. But I kind of feel like they kind of edited it to where he didn't go to the Starlight City, and this this and this coming back from the Star Labs even presentation. Star Labs, of course, something goes wrong at Star Labs, which to bring the question: did Eddie Thorne, aka Zoom or Professor Zoom or Reverse Flash, whatever we want to call him, had something to do with that? Um, that's the big question that everyone is. I would say everyone wants to know. Did he have something to do with that? Because that would make sense that he did something to it, and created all this to make sure that Barry Allen got his abilities. But I have another theory about that. So the reactor blows and then shoots into the air, into the clouds, creating anomalies all around the city. One was giving Barry Allen his abilities, a lightning bolt that struck them, and I like how they kept it, still to the comics, where the jar of a chemical started to spill. They started to emerge, and he got struck, and then he jumped on the chemical, spilled on him and stuff. So and then we see that it hits the plane where the weather wizard is is um is in, and it crashes, killing his brother. Um, and then like we find out that he's in the Baron's been he's in the hospital, but his heart is beating faster, and they can't do nothing in the hospital because the KGB can't read it. So when he wakes up at Star Labs, and we find out that Star Labs took him, convinced Joe West and Iris West to let him take, so they could stabilize him, and that's where they they've been doing. That's where he was at Star Labs because they found a way to stabilize him. And then the rest of it is like it's like your typical. He wakes up, goes to meets Iris, and he and then it all plays because he is basically it's your typical, like, I wake up and let me go tell her I love her, blah blah blah. He finds out that she's with someone else. Iris is with someone else. Then he discovers he has an ability. Upon that, he discovers he has an ability to move faster than this, faster. We don't know, faster than light, or he's faster than a bullet, I would say. And he doesn't know what's going on. So, like, Harrison Wells, he's a new character that was developed for the show. But I have my theories. One, I think because at the end we see him, he's not crippled. Quite obviously, sun's up. He goes in a secret room, and then brings up a monitor, a holographic monitor of newspaper with the flash. At the bottom, you see Wayne Enterprises um, and Green Arrow's company merged, and then off the side you see that the disappearance of Red Sun. So it begs to differ what is going on, the titles and storylines. But I honestly think Harrison Wells might be Savitar. Savitar. He is a well-known Flash villain that hasn't been used in a while. So I would assume that's how they were bring him back. He hasn't been used in a while. He too is able to tap into the Speed Force, and his thing is that he builds a cult around. That's my first theory. My second theory is that he's someone that that because the he basically titles these people with anomalies as metahumans. So I think he's someone within the metahuman storylines that's either he's a metahuman himself, he's the one that was behind creating metahumans, or he's a villain that wants to destroy metahumans. I don't think he's a villain. I don't think anybody on Team Flash is technically a villain. I know there are some things said because Kathleen Snow is in the comics is Killer Frost. But if you look in if they're going by the storyline of the 52 universe, the new 52, then Killer Frost is technically not a villain because she first appears in Forever Evil. They show us her origin and her reason of her origin, because she becomes a kind of like a warm vampire where she absorbs the warmth in order to keep herself warm from her victims. What was led to be the cure for her transformation was Firestorm, where he's able to produce different different properties, elemental properties. For every evil, all the heroes of the Justice League and the Justice League of America were supposedly killed by the by the crime syndicate. So she kind of got she kind of lost hope. But if you continue reading the different storylines of Forever Evil, she basically is seen fighting alongside Steve Rogers. So I'm assuming that if they make her Killer Frost, which I really doubt they will, um, but I think they might go because she's lost a lot so far. She's straight out come and told you know and told Barry is like, listen, my fiance died and my 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 boss, he's in a wheelchair, which no one doesn't really know the truth. He's not in a wheelchair. It's just it's just very suspicious. But if they do make a Killer Frost, I think she'll be like kind of like an anti-hero type of person, or she might be sisters with Killer Frost, with the person who's gonna become Killer Frost, because Killer Frost is there are different incarnations of Killer Frost in the comic book, so they could go either way. Um, Eddie Thorne is Professor Zoom. I believe he's also um, another name is I don't think he's Reverse Flash, but he's Professor Zoom. But we see there's a scene in a police station where he's with Joe West, and he's like, "Have you read oh, you haven't read his blog?" So we kind of see like he's kind of obsessed. Reverse Flash and Professor Zoom is kind of obsessed with. I'm not gonna get into his backstory, but he's kind of obsessed with Barry Allen, and he kind of he has the girl. He has Iris West, and the show gets really better when with the ending scene where Alan is running around the tornado and stopping the Weather Wizard. um, and it just builds up. Like from the first episode, that we didn't expect like this climactic big thing at the end, but it just shows like what they're willing to do towards the end. I think this show's mostly inspired from Smallville because you get kind of that Smallville type feel. But those are my thoughts and theories. It's a really great. I honestly think first the pilot was really great. I didn't have no issues. I'm glad they didn't. They kept the characteristics of Barry Allen, but not the look. I think if he was blonde, he would look very douchey. Um, and I'm curious to see how this plays out. Like, tell me your thoughts of who you think Harrison Wells might be. Like I said, I think he's someone that's involved in the metahuman storyline. So I will probably look there first because he titled the people with the anomalies as metahumans. Um, if not, I would look into villains that are dangerous but haven't been used in the DC universe in the comic books, like Sykes-Vitor. I bring him up because he was involved with Johnny Quick, um, the Flash before Barry Allen, and Barry Allen played a big role in I would probably say killing him, because in the profile I was reading, he was turned to dust when Barry Allen turned him into dust. So that goes in question, and it goes in question: is Harrison Wells working with um, with Eddie Thorne? I doubt it, but we'll see. This is a mind blowing event that there's questions upon questions. I kind of like it because it's like Agent of Shield. It's question after question after question after question, and it keeps your curiosity, and I hope it maintains that. And especially with the reason why I'm gonna bring up Killer Frost because in her storyline, Hive agents is what caused her to become Killer Frost. If you're a fan of Arrow, when oh dad I can't Green Arrow, I can't even think of his real name, his name, Arrow, and his Diggle went to Russia to get Diggle's baby mom, or fiance or wife, I don't remember her name, out of prison, and they find Deadshot, and Deadshot tells Diggle his brother was killed by a group who paid Deadshot to kill him. They're called Hive. So Hive might play a role into the crossover between Flash and Arrow. So I'm just gonna throw that there. If you think so, let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna let you do your own research on what is Hive. Hive is kind of I believe I have to actually look into it because this is the first time hearing. But Hive is more, I would probably say, is like a Hydra in the DC universe. And there are so many organizations. We met last season in Arrow Argus, that's run by I can't think of her name, but we met the organization Argus. We met the Suicide Squad. So I'm assuming that Flash and Arrow are following the new 52 universe storylines, or this implying taking the stories and implying them and incorporating new characters. Um, um, like I don't know what else to say about the Flash and most of the things I've picked up and I made connections to, but I don't think Peiko Roman, aka the Vibe, if they do make him the Vibe, I don't think they're gonna make him a villain because in the comic books he's technically not a villain. He is more of someone who's in a bad situation becomes a hero. Um, and for them to do his story, I honestly think they will have to imply Dark Side and like the boom tubes, which will probably be hard because it will probably be slightly hard because you can't incorporate Darkseid without incorporating the Justice League. And what I want to see on this show, just like in Smallville, I would love to see the Justice Society, members of the Justice Society, come on, come on to the show, and 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 because I kind of feel like that's where it's gonna go. That's the route it's gonna go. Just like in the Justice League, it's gonna go into that route where Arrow and Flash is part of this superhero group that's comes together and they fight like big team villains. And like I don't know, but that's my thoughts and that's my theories. Um, I think the acting is pretty good. I think the lines and everything was pretty good. I like the show. I'm feeling it. I'm with it, and I'm hoping second episode is even better than this episode. Sorry, that was my alarm. So thank you for watching. Thanks for surviving with me. Tell me your thoughts. Subscribe, comment. Tell me how you feel about the Flash show. Tell me your theories. I love theories. I love ideas. Just give it to me. I will respond back to you. Just comment. Just post a comment, or I'll put my Twitter in the thing, and just hashtag Team the Flash, and I will answer your questions as best as I can, because this year a lot of shows are getting started off on a great start, and I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. Okay, bye.